I'm Patricia Stark, and this is Craving Confidence, the series that helps you build your confidence from the boardroom to the bedroom and every place in between. This episode's topic is confidence on the phone and confident voicemail. Studies show it only takes 3 seconds for somebody to size you up over the phone. 3 seconds, and they can't even see you. Wow, we better get this one right. The other day, I heard my husband on the phone in his office, and he was trying to get something worked out with an insurance company. And after the first call, I heard him hang up the phone and say, "Drip." After the second call, he hung up the phone and said, "Wow, what a great lady. She really had her act together." I asked him why he called the first person a drip. He said first it sounded like the guy had marbles in his mouth. Then he was talking so quietly he could hardly hear him, and he pretty much sounded like he was at death's door. The second person, he said, was this energetic woman who said if she couldn't help, she'd be sure to find somebody who could. She was upbeat and alive and seemed genuinely interested to help. Gee, I wonder which one of them will be moving up in that company. Now, I have a friend who every time I call her, without fail, sounds like she is suffering from some other illness when she answers the phone, which makes me ask every time, "What's wrong?" And she says, "Nothing," and then she perks up. I still can't figure this one out. Now, voiceovers are narrations that you hear actors doing in commercials where you don't see them, but you just see video or information. And voiceovers are also those things that you hear in audiobooks or any place really that you hear narration. And when I first trained in doing voiceovers, I couldn't believe how much facial expression and body movement I needed to muster up to bring these things to life, even if no one was seeing my face. It's the same for folks on the radio. They need to create images with their voice, and storytelling skills are a must. Well, it's almost the same on the phone. It's been proven that when you smile when you're on the phone, it changes your whole delivery and tone. And if you're sitting there like a lump, you're going to sound like a lump. If you're answering a phone for your job, your own company, or even at home, the way that you answer sets the tone for that phone call and for how people feel about you or that company. If you're not ready to deal with a particular call, then let them leave a voicemail and call them back when you are ready to handle the phone call. We all have to make phone calls to try and get things we want, right? Whether it's a pizza delivered, an extension on credit, ordering room service, or calling the cable company. Making the other person on the other end of the phone want to help you is as easy as being upbeat, being pleasant to deal with, knowing what you want, and sounding thankful for their help. It's really not that complicated, but so many people come off sounding like a drip, and no one is that motivated to help a drip. So let's talk about voicemail, both leaving a message for somebody else and how your outgoing message sounds. Nothing drives me crazier than when somebody leaves me a voicemail message and they wait until the very end of the message to give me their phone number. If I'm not able to write it down at that very moment, that means that I have to listen to their entire message again to get that phone number. Folks are busy. Make it easy for them. When you leave a voicemail, always bookend it. That means saying something like, "Hi, this is Patricia Stark at 212-555-1212. Say your message and close again with, "That's Patricia Stark at 212-555-1212. People will love you for this, and you'll sound like you've got your act together and that you have a clue on how to get to the point. And speaking about getting to the point, don't leave a novel on someone's voicemail. News alert, everyone hates long voicemails. If you've been getting cut off of people's voicemail before you finish your message, it's a pretty good indicator that, whoa baby, you've gone on way too long. The shorter the better. You can fill them in on the details later. Use the KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. Another way to sound confident while leaving a voicemail is to speak slowly. Look, in normal conversation, we tend to move along at a pretty good pace, and we naturally blend our words together. Otherwise, we sound like we've just learned the language and that we're over-pronouncing everything. But in a voicemail, when we blend our words, we may not be understood. We force folks to have to play back our message several times just to decipher what the heck we said. And unless you're leaving a very close friend a voicemail, someone who has your number memorized by heart, don't assume the person has your number. Always leave your phone number. That person may not have their address book with them, or they may have had your number at one time and lost it. Again, help them out. Don't make them have to work too hard to return your call, or they may not. And it's always a good idea to leave the time that you called and the date that you called. And let them know if you need them to get right back to you or if it can be at their convenience. And you're going to come across so much more confident if you use a strong voice. So plan ahead what you want to say. You can even write it out on a piece of paper if you'd like. Just make it sound conversational and not like you're reading. You want to avoid stumbling over words, repeating yourself, or using any fillers like all of which make you sound unsure of yourself. And keep a mind on background noise. It's probably not a good time to leave somebody a voicemail if there's a jackhammer on the sidewalk next to you, or if the loudspeakers in the airport keep blabbing on and on in the terminal. And a windy background can also cause all kinds of noises that make it hard for people to hear your message. And if at any time during your message a loud bang or noise happens, repeat what you just said. And when leaving your own outgoing message, be upbeat. Talk slow, but not too slow. Use a strong voice, thank them for calling, and let them know that you'll get back to them as soon as possible. And for heaven's sake, please don't say that you'll get back to them at your convenience. I've heard this happen so many times, but basically, you've just told them that you're going to call them back when it's convenient for you. Wow, you just made them feel special. It could sound something like this. Hi, you've reached Patricia Stark at Craving Confidence. Please leave a message and I'll call you as soon as I get it. Thanks. Done. That's just a few of the things that you can do to sound more confident over the phone and in your voicemails. We're going to be serving up some more tips on another episode of Craving Confidence. And I want to hear from you. Let me know your confidence topics that you'd like us to cover. You can email me at patricia@cravingconfidence.com. We're here to satisfy your craving.